Okay, let's talk through some of the chords to Come Ye Sinners, Poor and Needy, and then also I will play a verse and the chorus just so you can kind of see how these chords work in context. Most of these chords are not particularly challenging. A lot of them are just substitutions or variations on normal chords, but they do kind of add an extra nice little flavor to this cool song. And so I figure I'd just walk through those chords and real quick so you can see how they work. So the first chord is an E minor, that's pretty straight. So that's just the E minor. The next chord is an A minor seventh. So is this, which is basically just a variation of a normal A minor with just this finger lifted to get that seventh chord in there. Next chord up is going to be the B minor. That's pretty standard there. Then we go to an E minor seventh, which is this. And basically I'm doing an E minor, same thing there, and I'm just adding this to get that seventh in there. The next chord up is C major seventh, which is this. You're hearing that, which is basically just a standard C chord. And you just lift your index finger. So it's that. And it has that nice major seventh sound. Then the next tricky part is going to be doing the B suspended fourth and B major. So there's two ways you can play that. This is the way I play it. A B suspended is like this. So I'm coming up to the 7th fret here. I'm doing my thumb here to get that, and that also tends to kind of deaden that next string. I'm doing a B major triad here. So you get that. And then to get the suspension, I'll go over here so you can see a little better. I get my pinky in it, that, and then I lift the pinky to get that. So 7th fret. So that's the B suspended, B major. So that's one way you can play it. Second way you can play it is to come down here to the 4th fret and just play these three strings here. You're not going to play this. You're not going to play that one, you're not going to play that one, you're not going to play this one, you're just going to play these three. And so you just do your index finger right across. And to get the suspension, you can do your middle finger or your third finger. The chord happens fast enough that you don't have to have all the strings kind of ringing out to get the chord in there. So, but that's how I play that. Then the last kind of crazy chord in the notation is this C major 6 with a D in the bass, which is really just a goofy way of playing this chord, which I've been seeing pop up a lot, which is what people are doing as a substitution for a D chord. Okay? So it's actually pretty simple. So you're doing a C, let's say you do a C chord, and then a whole step up from a C chord is a D, and you could play it that way. So but a lot of people will do this. They'll go and they just slide up a whole step and get that. So you get some of these kind of interesting little parts in that sound kind of cool, but it's essentially a D chord. It's a little different, but you can play either one of them back and forth and get the same essential chord. But again, with this song, and you'll hear it, there's a time to play that where I think it actually sounds kind of cool. So those are all the chords. Now I'll just play the first verse and the refrain or the chorus. So it goes like this. There's a little intro to a little riff that I play on the E minor chord. So it's Come ye sinners, poor and needy, weak and wounded, sick and sore. Jesus ready stands to save you, full of pity, love, and power. And the refrain. I will rise and go to Jesus. He will embrace me in His arms. In the that's basically that. So that's one verse, that's one chorus or refrain. So if you need to kind of go over any of those chords, obviously take the video, swipe back and figure out, you can kind of pause it and take a look at my fingerings to get a better feel for how that goes. One last thing I noticed as I'm going through there is one other chord that's not that much different, but I just noticed it while I was playing it. So there's a B minor at the beginning, and you know how to play that, most people do. There's also a B minor 7th, which is similar to the A minor 7th. You're just lifting that. So on the B minor, all you're doing is lifting your pinky to get that extra kind of cool jazzy sound of the B minor 7th. You can use either one of them if you're comfortable just playing a B minor to get to that. You don't have to play B minor 7th. Some people actually find the B minor 7th to be easier to play. Again, it requires 3 fingers instead of 4. So there's B minor 7th. And that's how that refrain ends, and also at the end of the verse as well. So you get that. Full of pity, love, and power. And then the, oh, there are 10,000 charms. Sounds kind of cool, but you could also play it, oh, there are 10,000 charms. Exactly the same, well, not exactly the same, but there's enough similarities there that you could play either one of them and it sounds just fine. So there you go. Those are the chords and a little tutorial on how to play, or how I play Come Ye Sinners, Poor and Needy.